This morning as we were getting ready, we heard a loud pop and all of the power went out. That transformer's right behind our house. That was where we heard the loud bang. So what do you do if the power goes out in your house? Let me show you what works, what doesn't work, and maybe some things you can do while you're waiting for the power to come back on. If you need to get your car out of the garage and your garage has an automatic door opener, it's not going to work when you press the button. There should be a release mechanism on a little tether. If you pull on that, it releases it from the drive chain, and then you can raise the door manually. Light switches don't work. Thermostats and heaters don't work. Gratefully, toilets still do work. They don't use any electricity. And faucets still work, along with hot water, as long as you have gas hot water and not an electric water heater. As long as your local cell towers still have power, your cell phone should work. That's how you can call in information about the power outage to your local utility. Cats still work, but computers don't. However, if you have a laptop, then you might have some usage with that until the battery runs out. But I'm without internet other than I can tether it to my cell phone, and then I would have internet through my cell phone. That'll only last while you've got battery, so you want to be very careful about how much you use it. Since your heater's not working, you'll want to be very careful about opening and closing exterior doors. I recommend if you need to go outside, go out through a garage. If you have an attached garage, go out through that door because you don't let as much cold air into the house if you go out that way and then out through the garage. Avoid opening and closing the fridge. You'll notice when I open it, there's no light on inside. You want to keep the cold in the freezer and in the fridge as much as you can. So minimize opening and closing your fridge. So what can you do? You can read a book. You need to have enough ambient light from the outside, or you got to have flashlights that you can use for just such an occasion. The failure in the system happened on the pole right behind our house. So these guys are here fixing it now. I'm grateful that there's guys that know how to do this stuff. If I had electricity, I'd bake these guys some cookies, but I don't. So I'm going to cut up some oranges and see if they'll be happy with that. A lot of folks live in a world where they expect everything to be perfect. Well, if the power goes out, you might be inclined to look for someone to blame. Let me give you another option. Why don't you choose to be grateful? Grateful for the things that you have, like the modern conveniences of heat and electricity. I'm going to go thank these guys by sharing some oranges, and I don't know if they'll like that, but we'll see.
Just moisture in the grooves here. You know, like snow will build up and then it'll freeze in the groove and you'll get a little crack. Once it gets cracked and there's a spot for electricity to travel, it will.
It'll arc.
Until the weather's bad enough. It's almost always on a bad weather.
On a rainy day like today. Huh?
Yeah.
For you young adult men not certain about what to do for a career, you might want to consider a job like this. To be an electrical lineman, you don't need an electrical engineering degree. In fact, you don't need any college at all. You could train with a company, or better yet, get a certification from a local trade school. You can earn anywhere from $40,000 to close to $100,000 per year, depending on your location, your experience, and whether you have any technical training certifications. But you can see that it's hard work. You'll need to be in shape, or it will get you in shape. You'll also be much more successful if you work well with a team. I overheard a lot of friendly banter while they worked together to get the power restored.
Well, it tracked through the arm, the wood arm, and then it burnt the arm, and yeah, the cutout fell. We had to replace the whole arm because it burned all the way through it.
I can't do what I was going to do, is edit videos, because that's done. So,
well, you should be on in about 10, 15 minutes.
10 or 15 minutes? Cool. And they are finished, and they are on their way. And the power's back on. A little less than 3 hours from the time that it actually went off until it was restored. Now that the power's back on, what do? Reset your clocks. And this time, the temperature was set at 71. It dropped to 67. It's going to heat back up now that the power's on. You re-engage your garage door opener by setting this switch back to where it will latch. So I'm pulling down on this and doing it to the side. Then we just press the garage door button. And now it will work again. What's the last thing you can do? Eat the oranges that the workers didn't eat. Now you know some things that you can do and some things that you can't do if the power goes out where you live. If you want to see a video on how to replace a light fixture like this one, then watch that one right here. Always remember, You can still succeed, even if your dad's not in your daily life. And you do have a dad that loves you. And I'll see you on this video.